now from there. Oh my god. Oh my god, guys. Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to my live stream. This is your girl Nora, and if you haven't yet read what's the topic today, we're actually talking about how well do you know yourself? How well do you know yourself? So let's get there. Invite your friends, your sister, your brother, your mother, and everyone. Tell them today Nora is live. Yes, I know I've taken long without being around and be able to share some experience. But today, let me first share this video with others. Hey dear, how are you? Nice to see you again. Oh, the sound. Yeah, I had just muted my sound recently because I was doing something, but now it's on. How are you, my dear? Long time. How are you doing? Oh, that's really good. Happy New Year, however much we're in a third month now. Ah, yes, only how. Me, I'm okay, my dear. Yes. So today's topic, I was just asking that how well do you know yourself? You know, when I was in Uganda, a lot has been happening, but now that I'm no longer there, I left Uganda recently, so now I'm in Saudi Arabia. I'm no longer in Uganda. So I have to come back for some reasons that if you guys stick on to my channel, you will finally know the reasons why I have really to come back. And there's so many things that has been happening in my life here and there. So Nora had to make a very hard decision. And by this decision, I have to lose a lot of friends and I have to lose even some people who are special to me. But I didn't lose my mom and I didn't lose my kid. I'll say that. Thank you so much, my dear. Anyway, so when people always think they know you so well, and they know everything about you. Not everyone that knows you that well than you yourself. That Bambi, wow. Oh, my dear. Okay. So I'll just go on with this and then. Um, Sweetheart, can you maybe write in English? Because reading Luganda, it's actually so hard for me. I can only read in Swahili, can you imagine? But in Luganda, it's so hard for me to read in Luganda. However much I grew up in Uganda, but it's so hard for me to read in Luganda. And yeah. So when people, everyone think they know you, yes, it's actually true. Like people will always judge you for who you are and the things that you do. So they will always say, oh, you're good, Ali. This, that person is this and this and this. But deep down in your heart, you know yourself and you know what kind of things that you can do and the things that you cannot do. People will always want you to be that kind of person that they want you to be in their eyes, or in whatever they do, they want you to be that kind of person. Yet deep down in you, in your heart, you know who you are, and you'll always tell yourself that I know myself. I know myself better than anyone who could try to be, or who could try to tell me. People can do a lot of things, and when you talking about maybe better chin or chin, but you know deep down in your heart. Like I remember when I was in my village, when I just went back home, when I lost the father of my kids, so I had to return back home from Oman, and I had to go back home. And when I went home, I was walking on the street, and everyone could call me on the street. Yeah, they say were like, oh, I can't believe that she's a widow now. Imagine being a widow at that age. So she'll be rejected by everyone. Even in their family, they are not that lucky enough. And so in my mind, I just told myself, I don't care whether they say we are not that lucky, but I know in the eyes of God that I am lucky. And I don't care what people will say about me. I won't care what people who will say anything. They can say whatever they want. And I remember also my in-laws, they were like, we can't give you your kid because you're still young, and we don't know what you will do with our grandchild, and we don't know what kind of mother you be. I end up telling these people, how well do you know me? Yes, people can be mean. People can be mean. And I told them, how well do you guys know me? Yes, my dear, people say that to my face that, I went through a challenge there. I went through a challenge, and I have to face people, and I have to face all the criticism of the citizens out in our village, everyone what they had to say. People even had to say that I was doing prostitution, where in Kampala, people didn't even, it was a lot of things that was happening, and everyone was just like, that one, no, 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 no. She won't make it, that one, she's even dying. You can even see how she looks. And my in-laws on my side, they were like, they're on my neck. You won't take her. You won't take anyone. You won't take your kid. You know what? You're going just to spoil our granddaughter's life. You're no one. Now just look at you. At your age, where do you think you take our kid? You'll be sleeping with a man, and also our kid, our granddaughter will be seeing what you'll be doing. And then I told them, are you sure that you really know me? I told them that I can look young in your eyes, but in my heart and in my mind, I do not think like a young kid. Maybe you guys, you're grown up, but you're the one thinking like kids. If you're here in front of me judging me without even well knowing me that well, you're all judging me of who I am, my age, the kind of things that I can do. So a lot of people were judging me. So I became so depressed. Yes, my dear, but I would just say that I never gave up on myself. However much they said whatever they wanted, however much everyone was on me, I never gave up, because I will always tell myself, I know myself better than anyone. Why would I even allow anyone to say all those things? Because they don't know me. Just because of my age, and I did not pray to God to become a widow at a young age, but it happens. However much in me, in myself, it used to haunt me, like it used to haunt me, like whenever I sit down myself alone, and I'll just be into tears, and I'll ask God, like, in my age when I was a kid, I used to see only grown-ups are the one becoming widows. When we were young, we hear people saying, oyo gundi na mwandu, oyo gundi aliwati. Guys, will you excuse me? I'll be back. I think I'm being needed in the kitchen. Didn't you have any backup of people older than you? Oh, on your side. Huh. Oh, my dear. The only person I had at that time, it was my mom, and and my mom was the one who would defend me. But the rest, hi, it was so hard sometimes to actually to convince some of my sisters to stand on my side. Some of my sisters, they were like, Nora, I think you should just give up, give up on your kid and let them to be the one to take care of your kid. Thank you, my dear. And then I'll tell my sisters, family from my in-laws, for them, they wanted my kid to stay with a stepmom, which me, I did not want. How can I leave my kid with a stepmom? Is she the mother of my kid? Am I not there? No, I was there. So why will I leave my kid with someone else? So people were just against me, and so because my mom and my in-laws, they had some issues of their own, and so I had to tell my mom at least to step down to let me do this. You know, I had to handle this issue in my own way, that to make everyone understand that this woman that you're all looking down at, she's not a young kid. She may look young, but in her mind, she's a grown-up person. So what I did, I had to sue these people. I had to go direct to court because it was too much on me. The first time before, we hadn't yet gone to court and to go to everything, to declare everything, to make them stay away from me. So what I did, we had a family meeting, me and my in-laws. My mom wasn't there. So the brothers, let me say the cousins to my in-laws, yes, they are the one who just torment me, my dear. They tormented me, but I thank God that I never gave up. If I gave up, I don't know where I would have been right now, but I did not give up because I'm not an easy person also. I don't let go. When something belongs to me, I always fight. Thank you so much, my dear, for the love. I always fight. I don't just let it go. That, hey, someone will come and step on me and I'm trying to fight for my kid, and because you're my in-law, no way. I'll put the in-law aside and then I look at my son and say, Nora, you really need to fight this battle. So we sat, me and my in-laws meeting, family meeting. They brought out all the undergano, all the properties were there. So the late had other wives. Me, actually, our relationship, we were just girlfriend and, these things of in school, and then from school you become a mom. So ours ended up there. However much, my daughter was the firstborn. So as, people in public, they will always know you as the first one. However much you guys are not together, but they knew me as the first one in his life. So these other ones, they were a bit older than me. They were in their like 30 there, 35. That was their age. And me, I was just in my 27, 20. Yeah, by then I was just 27. And then we sat on the meeting. My brothers-in-law, they were there. So me, I came. I did not come with my mom. As I told you guys, I told my mom to lay low. Because I knew when my mom goes there, things were just going to go bizarre. My mom couldn't resist. My mom, when it comes to me, she does not want anyone to point fingers at me because she knows Nora is humble, but she knows how to handle herself. I'm humble, by the way. I won't say I'm not just bragging, but I respect myself and I respect people around me. But if you do not respect me, don't expect me to respect you if you don't. That's when that day my mother-in-law knew that this one, I've always known Nora as a respected person, as a humble girl, but today, that day I told her, my dear, you will know me and you'll know who I am today. I want my kids. So she'll tell me, I'm on your side, I'm on your side. And me, I'm like, I already know what kind of person that you are. Because you cannot come to me. Yes, my dear mom, they will always support. And my mother-in-law came to me. She told me, this is what she told me. That's when I realized that she was not a good person. She came to me and she told me, I'm on your side. I want you to get your kid back. And I want you also to claim the properties. If they say something, just say you want your child and you want everything that the deceased left. You see, they will give you everything, your child and everything. And then my daughter had her grandmother telling the stepmom that do not allow that girl to take anything. Don't allow her to take the kid. Make sure that you take her kid away from her. And then my kid came to me. She was like, Mom, did you know that grandma said that my stepmom shouldn't allow me to come with you? And she told her a lot. I just kept quiet. I told my kid, you know what? Go back and sit there and we will see the outcome of this meeting. So my in-laws were there, my father-in-law, they were there. When my father-in-law, they came, they were like, oh, so this is the so-called Norah we never knew about. We only know about the kid. So this is Norah. So I told them, yes, it's me. What were you saying? Were you expecting someone else to be here? The gentleman was like, hey, young girl, be careful with me. You don't know. And I told him, you're talking like we have already argued. Have we argued with each other? I told him, hey, don't even try me. Don't even try me. We are only here to talk about it. For them, they kept on tormenting me. And then I told them, guys, you called me here for a meeting so that we can talk. So my two brother-in-law, they were like, the reason why we cannot give you your kid, first of all, you're still young. And the way you dress up, and I told them, and so what's wrong with my dressing up? So you want me to wear a gomez around everywhere I go? You want me to put on that attire that everyone should see that, hey, Norah is a widow, Norah is a widow. Have I ever got married to him? No. We only had a child, but I never got married. However much people in the village, yes, they call me a widow, but that doesn't mean that I'm a widow to anyone. Please, guys. So these guys were like, great. That day, it was fire. It was fire. Our chairman in the village was also against me. And the councillor was also against me. If my mom was there, she would have just laughed. The way I tormented those guys also. They wanted to torment me, but they also had it from me. My own version. So my brothers-in-law, yes, they're just... Oh, for them it's a reason, my dear. For them it's a reason. Everything. Everything. My dressing code. You know, they always follow me. They follow me. My brothers-in-law, they follow me. They always go on my Instagram page. They see my videos. They go to my TikTok. They see my videos. They see what I do, what. But me, I don't care. Oh, my child, actually, my kid is now 14 years old. I became a mom at a young age. I was only 14 years when I became a mom. So me and my kid, when you see her, actually, I always post her videos on my channel. When you see me and my kid, you may think we are sisters. My kid is old enough to understand and she knows what's wrong and what's bad. So she always listens to what I tell her, and that's what I love about her. Like we're like sisters. When I tell her something, she always listens. So when we were in the meeting, my brothers-in-law, you know what, for them, what was their idea? This is what one of them said. One of them was like, so if you want your kid, if you really want your kid to be with your kid, you have to choose one of us. You have to become one of us. Like, well, you have to get married to one of us. Either me, so one of them was called Ali, and Mehdi. So one of them was called Mehdi. And then I was like, you have to choose Mehdi or you have to choose me, Ali. And then I told them, my kid laughed that day. It was like, what? My mom have to get married to you, it has to choose one of you guys. Why? That's what my kids said. They were like, hey, Gift, this is none of your business. We are having a meeting as grown-ups. Your mom cannot raise you out there alone with another man. Yet we are here. We are your father's brothers. So she has to choose one of us. I told them, you guys, you're joking. And then our chairman was like, yes, Norah, if you really want your kid, you have to choose these guys. I was like, you guys, timuli kutegeera. Let me even go in Lusoga. I told them mutegeera bulungi aye obwongo bwammwe bukola. Osobola otya okunkobera nfumbirwe mulamu wange ali irresponsible, atasobola nakulabirira amaka ge, atasobola nakulabirira abaana be, lwaki mba nfumbirwa omuntu atyo? They were like olina okumufumbirwa, oyenda toyenda, oyenda omuntu anaasobola okulabirira gift bulungi, olina okulonda kwabwe. I told them over my dead body. Me, I do not get married to my in-laws. The first time it was a mistake, but this time it won't be a mistake. I'm not getting married to anyone. And then they were like, okay. Okay, now 14. No, you do. Oh my God, I do have, yes. I know I don't look, but yes, she is, my dear, she is. Whenever I go to school, they will tell me, tell your mom. Actually, they think I'm her sister. They're like, you tell your mom that this is the kind of thing that you need, and then my kid will just laugh, and then she'll tell them, you guys, this is my mom. You're telling her what you need, and she's right here in front of you. Actually, she's in Form 2 right now, and I'm so proud of her. And that's the reason even I had to come back here to hustle a lot and to work so hard to see that I support her with her education and I support her with all her needs. Now, as I told you guys, you will not always rely on everyone and you will not always rely on people. So yes, my dear, was to marry them. That was their plan, but I refused. And even my daughter told me this, that mom, the way I know those guys, I know them because my kid used to hang out with her dad. They were like also sister and brother, you know. So she used to hang out a lot with her dad, and so she knows these guys. She knows their behaviors. So how can you guys come out and say that I should choose one of you to, at least to raise my kid? I should, and yet my kid knows all your behaviors. She knows what kind of the uncles she has. She knows the kind of men they are. So my kid was like, that is a dead idea. I cannot even accept that, mom. You know what? You'd rather get married to someone else, but not my Uncle Ali and not my Uncle Mehdi, because dad knows those guys, they cannot even take care of themselves. And so we argued on that meeting, and I told them, guys, I'm not getting married to anyone. But the only thing I will tell you guys, I do not need any property of anyone. The only thing I need is my kid. Oh, okay, dear, my dear. But thank you so much for supporting me and for being here. Thank you so much. I know you're such a darling sister. Thank you so much for being here on my channel and to listen to my story. I really appreciate so much, my dear. Thank you. So guys, we're still going on with this live stream. It's all about how well do you know yourself? How well do you know yourself? You know me, people really judged me for my age. People really judged me on the way I dress up and the way I do my things. But the most important thing is this here. How do you really think? How do you really do yourself? How do you really take yourself? You're you yourself. You know yourself better than anyone. Let me tell you this. You know yourself better than anyone. However much people will always judge you, but you know yourself. You know, sometimes what I always tell myself, if I fail to do something, I always tell myself that, you know what, Nora, I will do it. I have to do this. And then when I know something is wrong, I will tell myself, Nora, this time, how am I going to deal with this? When I say I cannot come out of it so easily, my way is to pray. I always tell God that you're the reason why you know this has to happen, but I pray that you show me the way. I pray that God, deliver me so that I don't fall into temptation. The world is full of darkness. The world is full of temptation out there. As a young mom, I know a lot has to come on my way. The strategies, the struggling, being pointed fingers at. But one thing that I will always say is God has always been there for me. God has never forsaken me in so many ways. I've always called on Him to guide me. I always say, God, please show me the way. Show me what can I really do to make sure that I support my kid, to make sure that I become a better mom to my kid. And my kid does not become my version of me, because I know I made a mistake on my childhood. And now help me so that she does not make the same mistake that I made. Ah, that's what they wanted, but I refuse that, because I know God has always been there for me, and I had to protect myself from such people. Because if I didn't protect myself from such people, what would have come of me? I don't know what I would have become, and what my daughter would have thought of me. Yes, my dear, I always do that. I always do that. I don't think there's a day that I can go to bed without praying. Today I was actually talking to her on the phone, and then I told her she's called Gift, and I was like, Gift, did you pray for me? She told me, of course, mommy, I always pray for you. And then she just, when after, if you ask her something, she'll go on her point, she'll tell you what she wants. And then later on, she'll tell, like, you know what, mom, this and this and this. And then she'll tell you things that makes you laugh. And then you tell her, do you focus? And you said, she'll be like, of course, mommy, I always do that. I have to study. And then I always make sure that I remind her to pray, and also to pray for herself, and to make sure that I remind her that you never have to give up on yourself, and always believe in yourself that you can do things that others cannot do. Yes? Misane yela sikanamba aramo bemi keki Oh, oh, guys, so now Nora is back. Let me read this message. So, here, even as you work, may God bless the work of your hands to support Harambe. Thank you so much, sweetheart. And I really appreciate that. Amen and amen. And thank you so much for the prayer and the blessing. That's what I always pray for, guys. I always pray to God to bless me and to protect me and to bless the work of my hand. Yeah? Okay. So, guys, I'm back again, and this time I'm here. So I'm done with the work I do, moving around. The guests have already left. So we had some visitors, and I've been clearing up the things, the small cups for Gawa. Yes, so I'm now back again, and we have to start where I stopped. So my in-laws, they were busy on me, on me, on me. Everyone, you will not take our grandchild, and you will not raise our grandchild with another man. Imagine, they have never even saw me with any man. They have never even saw me or heard me that I have a boyfriend. But people are like, hey, people are saying a lot of things. That's why I said in this topic, how well do you know yourself? You know, people think they know us, and sometimes some of us we think we know ourselves, but how well do you know yourself? How well are you willing to go beyond to fight for yourself? To not showing, you know, sometimes if you say you want to show public, don't show public, show it to yourself. That I'm well enough to do this. I know myself I can do this. I know myself if I say I'm going to fight for this, I will fight for this, and everyone will hear me on the top of the hill. That's Nora. You know, whenever you fight for yourself and you don't fight showing others your energy, show that energy to yourself. Me, I don't like doing something that everyone gonna know. I always do something, and when I do something, that's why my mom always says, Nora, one day I fear you sometime. Yes, she always tells me like, Nora, sometimes I really fear you, because I'm someone who will do something. I won't tell anyone that, hey, I'm going to do this. Like, everyone has to know my plan. No, me, I go quiet with my plan. I go slowly. You know, even God says that when you're doing something, when you pray, go, go and humble yourself. Talk to Him. Like, you go and say, God, this is it. You know, you're telling Him how you feel, because even before you go before Him, He already knows what's in your heart. So that's how I am. Before I go to God, He knows what's in my heart. Before I do something, I already know what I wanted to do. So when my in-laws were on me, I reached the point I was so tired of them. I was like, to hell respecting. My elder sisters were like, you know what, Nora, please, those people that you're trying to go against, they're older than me. Yes, I know they did a lot to me. They did a lot to me that had to affect my life. I nearly lost my life, guys. If I didn't fall also back, and if I didn't have trust in God, I would have lost my life, and my kid wouldn't have me here as a mom, and I wouldn't be here supporting my kid. So in meeting chairman, I remember what our village chairman said, that if Nora, you dare take that kid away, don't ever expect us to support you. Don't expect these people to support you and to give you anything. Don't come to us crying, Mumana yetaga school fees. You know me, I live in Busoga region. However much I'm not a Sogi, but my grandmother was a Sogi. And then they were like, Toidanga wano, ngoli otulirira, oendo obuyambi, bichi. That's what they would say. And then I told them, I did not tell them, but in my heart I was like, You're not God. God is a provider. And you guys who are telling me I shouldn't come to you crying, you're the ones even who cannot even support me. So why would I even come to you guys? I know none of you is on my side. So it's only God. That night, so they were like, okay, let's hear what the kid has to say, what my daughter has to say. And then they took her aside, they asked her. So they told her, don't accept, don't accept. My kid told me everything, but I just told her, you know what? It's God. If they don't want you to be with me, I'll also do my own thing. And my daughter was like, Mommy, tell me what are you going to do? I just told her, just keep quiet. Mommy has a plan. Mommy has a plan to save both of us out of this. And none of these people are going to step on us. So that night they came and they were like, we have come up with a decision. So you will only stay with her for 3 days. And after that, she'll go back and stay with her mother, the one who raised her. And then I told them 3 days, I'm the mother. The other one was just staying with them because she was the one living with the father. And why would she the one stay with my kid? So they were like, Kuba ni mama we, she's old enough to take care of her kid. She's responsible. She's a grown-up woman. She knows what's good and what's wrong. And she knows how to take care of kids. And I told them, and how about me? You mean I cannot take care of my kid? I cannot be a mom that my daughter wants me to be. So for them, we're like, we're not so sure about you. As we told you, whether you accept our decision or you leave it. The 2 men are here, whether you choose Mehdi or Ali. I told them I will not choose anyone. I'm not going to get married to anyone. I will not choose anyone as my husband because none of them is fit for me. And then that night, we all separated. I went back home. My mom asked me, how did it go? I just told my mom, I wish you were there. You would have been so proud of me. But I managed to handle this on my own. No, but if my mom was there, I know things would have gone way, 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 way. They would have even fought. But I didn't want all that to happen because I know my mom, she's someone that is a bit short-tempered, yes. Yeah, my mom is short-tempered, and for her, she does not, if you say stupid things, she has already slapped you or done something wrong to you. And so I didn't want my mom to be there and to see all the things that was happening. And even then, they were like, if her mom was here, this meeting wouldn't have ended up like this. But the daughter has also shown that she's not easy. That night I went home. Before me going home, my in-law came to me. He was like, Namuwala, nakukobeire kino. Nze ndi ku side yo. Aye abo naire bali kulemera omwana we. She was like, let me say this in English. She was like, my daughter-in-law, I told you I was on your side. I told you if those guys, however much those guys wanted, they refused to give you your kid. But me, I'm still on your side. I'll make sure that you get the land, you get other properties that he left. Everything will be yours and your daughter, okay? Just trust me on this. Just trust me. And then I turned around, I just shook my head. I was like, 100 people. People now look at this woman. She's a grown-up person, but the way she thinks, she can come and manipulate me and tell me things that she's on my side. I was born alone. I just met my sisters on this planet. So why would this lady tell me that she's on my side? I hear, Namwala ndikuluiru, njakulwanira. Ojakulwanira, fight for me. Hey, yay. I kept quiet. I went home. My head was just spinning me with pain, I felt so bad of not having my kid with me. But I told myself something in me would always tell me, don't give up. Don't give up. When I was young, my grandmother would always say, the problem with you, it's hard for you to let go of something. When your mind is set on something, you don't let go of it. That's a problem with you, Norah. And then I remembered also another thing when my grandmother said, may her soul rest in peace now. She said to me, don't ever give up on your child. She's the only child you have in your life. I don't know, maybe grandma knew, but up to now, she's the only child I have in my life. My grandmother told me this: do not allow those people to take your kid away from you. However much they will do everything to you, but don't ever let go of your child. She's yours, and always make sure that you fight for what is yours. That's what my grandmother told me, and that was in 2018. I remember I had that conversation with my grandmother, who was so ill then, and it was in the middle of May there, June to July there. That's when my grandmother told me that. She told me, people may think they know you, Nora, but I know you. I just want you to know one thing, that that child belongs to you. And as a mother, you hurt by the things that people are saying about you. But I want you to fight for what belongs to you. Fight for your right as a mother and get your child. So when I was going back home, that thing came into my mind, played again. I was like, grandmother was right. If I've set my mind on something, I'm not someone who always give up easily. I went home, I sat, my kid came, we stayed with her for 3 to 4 days. She's even the one who told me, Mom, there's nowhere I'm going. I'm not the one who decided for those days of staying with you. Those guys, they are the one who made up their own story of the days that I should stay with them. We went, we stayed together, and their eyes were all over on me, on my kid, what. So my mom, by then, she had a small bar where she was selling a drink. So we went with my kid, and then I told my kid to stay somewhere aside. She was on her tab that my friend bought for her. She was playing a video game on her tab. So me, I was busy serving the customers, because whenever I go to my mom's shop, to my mom's small bar, I help her around to sell or to serve the customers. And customers, whenever I go there, they always love me. I'll end up again, whenever I go there, they end up again buying me drinks, which I don't drink. And when they buy me drinks, I'll just keep it. So there are these people who usually come, and they're like, nzirasented kugula chakula, but can you? So I give them that. I give them back. I give it back again. When they buy for you again, you also give it back. So that's what I'll do whenever I go to help my mom in her business. So when my kid was sitting aside, she did not do anything, whether serving customers or why am I bringing up this? Because this you will know in the head of the story. So my daughter just sat down. She was busy playing on her tab, playing her video games, and just there with my other cousins. And Mia was busy serving the drinks to the customers. We went back home together were me and my daughter. I remember I left my sisters behind, and I went back home with my kid because I was so sleepy. So I went back home, and then I slept with my kid. We slept together. She was still playing a video game. It was a new tab, and she was just happy. Free time being with mom. She was doing whatever she wanted because she was with me. And then from there we went home. The next morning, the next day, and the next day we were still together as mom and our kid. So what really made me go to court was I felt so bad. The day was when I was sending my kid back. Her stepmom called, and she wanted to know what was really going on between me and my kid. And then she told my kid, don't even call her your mom. Don't call her your mom. I was like, what? This is what is going on. And for me being calm and quiet and taking things so easy, so this is how I'm going to be treated. I did not say anything to anyone. I just went direct to court. Let me tell you guys one thing. Do not ever be afraid of stepping out of the comfort zone, and in maybe if you're going through something that it's what. The law outside there, they do not ask money. Someone told me to go to court, they will ask you a lot of money. Let me tell you, there are some judges there who cannot ask you for money. They only want to know the side of your story. They only want to know how you feel and how they can help you. So when I went to court, I first went to the police station and then I spoke to the lady. They was like, yeah, there's lawyers who can always help you in such a condition. And the story that you've just narrated to me, oh my God, I'm so touched. So this lady decided that she recommended me to, there's this judge who works on children's case. So she recommended me to that guy. I went and then I met, there's a lady there who was a secretary. I spoke to this lady and then I narrated also my story to her. She told me, tell me the story from the beginning. I want to know exactly what happened and how this thing has reached here. So I narrated the story and I told her everything. So the lady was like, okay, I've heard the side of the story. So the lady wrote the letter. And then after writing the letter, she referred me to how to send this letter to someone else. And then they had to come the next day to court. It was so hard for me, and I asked myself, how am I going to do this? How am I going? But the spirit in me would tell me, you can do this, my dear, you can do this, you can do this. I was so afraid. I was so afraid. Don't ever be afraid to stand out, to speak what is in your mind. You know, you're going to pay a lot of money, you're going to do this, you're going to do this, but none of that has ever happened. In court, when I went, they never asked me for any money. The only thing the judges wanted from me, it was only the truth, but only the truth. Be honest with your statement. Let me tell you guys, don't go there and again start changing that statement, and again you're telling this story. Just be one way focused. Tell them exactly what they need to know. That's the only way they can help you. But if you go there and you're like, you're here and you're there, you're not exactly telling them the truth, there's no way those guys are going to help you. So these guys, when I told them my story, they decided to help me. And now I'm happily ever after with my kid. She's on my side, and I'm glad that they had to give them a warning that if you guys are not helping out this kid, no one should ever come near her, go near her mother. The mother is free to be with her kid. That's how I managed to win back my kid, and now we're together. However much, I'm now back again ku kyeyo. Yes, I'm back again ku kyeyo bannange sente zino buli omu ayagala muzeeyi w'omaali. Muzeeyi w'omaali has become muzeeyi w'omaali. And anyway, at least now I'm happy nti ndina kyendi kukola ekisobola okubanga kiyamba omwana wange. Sigenda gamba nti ndi musanyufu nti buli kimu kyonna, naye ekinsanyusiza mu mutima gwange nti ndina omwana wange, neemanyi mu mutima gwange nzaani, naki kyensobola okukola, nabiki byetasobola kukola. Ebiba binnemeredde, nsaba nnyo Katonda. Leka mbabuulire baanamwe, oba oli muwala, oba oli mukazi, oba oli ani, yiga okwesiganga Katonda. Waliwo ekiseera wootuuka nga toyina woosobola kujja buyambi, tomanyi ani gwe wakuddukira oba otuuse mu buzibu, naye woofukamiranga n'osaba n'ogamba Katonda, kulembera mu byonna bye nkola, gwe nkulembeza mu byonna. Katonda akuyamba era akugaidinga mu buli kimu. Nze golaba natuuka ekiseera nembeera nga nkaaba amaziga, neŋŋamba lwaki Mukama kino, lwaki kyalina okutuuka ku nze, lwaki nalina okufiirwa taata w'omwana wange mu myaka gino egy'omu buto, lwaki nze Norah, lwaki nze buli omu ampita namwandu. Tekigenda kujjako kintu kyonna okubeera ng'otambula awantu ng'omuntu n'agamba namwandu wuuyo yayitawo, simanyi namwandu wuuno akola. Ekintu okuyita nti namwandu tekigenda kujjako kintu kyonna kasita bw'obeera nga weemanyi mu mutima gwo, omanyi ki ky'oyagala. Okuyita namwandu tekigenda kujjako akabina, tekigenda kujjako feesi, tekigenda kujjako bulamu bwo, wabula beera n'okukkiriza mu mutima gwo, ogambe ebyo bigambo by'abantu, kasita nze ngenda maaso na bulamu bwange. Tofokasinga nnyo ku kintu abantu kye boogera, nti gundi yangambye kino ate gundi yayogedde kino, kikulumya omutwe. Focus my dear, fokasinga ku kkubo ly'oyagala tambuliramu, fokasinga ku ekyo kyoyagala akolera obulamu bwo. Nze bantu banjajinga, abantu bampise buli kimu kyonna kye baagala, naye kiki ekyali kinvuddeko? Teri kyali kinvuddeko, emikono kwegiri era nkyakola. Era mama nga aŋŋambanga nnyo nti omuntu oba kyoyagala kikuseeza, you can go milestones away just okuba nga ofuna ekyo kyoyagala. You're willing to do anything okuba ekyo kyoyagala. Simply kubeera nti what people want, no, not what everyone wants. People in the public, like society, they want you to be that person. It doesn't matter over how do you dress up, oba oyambadde otya, oba okoze ki, naye ekirungi kya byonna gwe weemanyi mu ggwe bw'ani, weewulira otya mu ggwe. Don't look down on yourself, let me tell you. Beera ng'oli muntu nga weekiriza, weeyagala, weebuulirira ng'omuntu. Ate wuliriza, weebuulirirenga. Tokozesa mutima gwo gwokka, neekozesa n'obwongo. Oluusi ebiseemu omutima guyinza okulimba, naye ate n'obwongo nabwo bukozese mu byonna osobola okubeera ng'owangula embeera, otunuulira embeera. Bw'oba baawo ekiremi, noonya ekirala. Opportunities gye ziri mu bungi, osobola okugamba nti kankole kino ekisobola okubeera nga kimpisaawo mu bulamu bw'ensi eno, sobola okubaako nekineekolera mu bulamu bwange, mu bulamu bwaffe buno bwe tubeeramu, kuba buli omu abeera ne challenges z'ayitamu. Naye omuntu ayinza okubeera n'agamba oyo mumanyi ali bw'ati ne bw'ati, oyo simanyi ali bw'ati. Tewukkirizanga abantu okubeera nga bakutegeerera, weetegerere nga ggwe omuntu. Ate wulirizanga n'omuzadde wo kyakugamba. Nze singa nali siwulirizanga mama wange sandibadde wano, ate singa nali nkwatirira ekintu mu mutima gwange. Ekintu kyensinga okweyagalako nti I don't hold things in my heart. Omuntu ne waba nkoze, if someone has done me wrong, I don't hold grudge. I don't hold that thing in my heart that maybe someone has done me this. No, I let go of it. Whether you've insulted me, next year, tomorrow, I'll talk to you. And the worst thing ever, I always say hello to people, my dear. That's what people really get it. Like, they are so annoyed and they are so angry with me. You find them hating me even more because they hate me, but when I'm passing out, like, hey, Oliotia. Oliota means, how are you? So no one will ever show you the right thing to do. Hey guys, so we are still here and we're trying to stretch myself. Nino bikakamu akamuli. Mulema okulaba amalibu gange. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys are still there. And Nora is here waiting. You know, I'm back now and we can talk. How well do you know yourself? Go on my Facebook page, comment. Go on my Instagram page, Jimmy Nora, comment. Let me know what is in your thought. What do you really think? How well do you know yourself? If you've been here until now, thank you so much. And I really love you, my dear. You supported me since my live stream started until now, until the end. So guys, I really need to say peace and shalom. I love you guys. Bye. ask your community opinion. Yes.